Hello again. Alright, this video is going to be about the fifth and final aspect of the self, which is all our negative aspects. The overarching theme is the shadow body. So we can break this down into, it's kind of like the negative side of each of the other four bodies. So the negative aspect of the physical body is illness. That's part of the shadow. The negative aspect of intellect is the ego, which is negative aspect. The emotional body would be trauma, which is negative aspect. And the negative aspect of the spiritual is shadow. So these are all of the aspects that are in direct opposition of our growth and freedom and evolution. So we're going to get into some practices to circumvent or do away with the specific aspects of shadow that we don't want to deal with. If you guys haven't seen the videos before this set, the 5 aspects of self, the videos before this are about the Adam and Eve process that I put on paper. It's about how to deal with ego and with shadows and with trauma. So hopefully you will find that productive. If not, you'll learn more about yourself at the very least. There's lots of questions in the homeworks. I am one of those people that functions very, I want to say more completely by answering questions about myself. So I ask a lot of people questions about themselves, and those answers provide a lot of insight into where to focus your energy, whether that's getting around ego or getting over trauma or digging more deeply into you. But that would be like really helpful for some of that shadow work. If you need more help with shadow work, like I said, for the rest of the month, the 7th through 10th, we're going to be doing physical practices for the body. 14 through 17, we're going to be working on intellectual and emotional. Those two are very closely related for me, so I think it's more productive for me to do them both in the same week, as well as there's only 4 weeks this month for the rest of the month. So I have to double up and and do 2 in 1 month, just because I don't want to spend more than a month on any one topic, because there's a lot of stuff to cover and I want to cover everything. And some things, if I get asked, like in the comments or whatever, I will come back and definitely be more explanatory or dive deeper into things that you guys want to hear about. So the 21st through 24th is going to be spiritual practices, and the 28th through the 31st are going to be all about shadow work, and these 4 different aspects of the shadows from the different bodies. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, I'm sure I'll re-explain stuff as I go. But other than that, yeah, the shadow body is pretty much if you neglect aspects of yourself, what happens is you'll create a shadow, something that's not being seen, something that's not authentic to you, something that wants to be expressed but can't be. And that becomes really problematic just for the sake of existing. Um, because if a flower is busy trying to be a tree, it's not gonna ever achieve what it's supposed to achieve. Um, and I don't see, deer running around trying to be ducks. It doesn't benefit anything to not be what you truly are at your core. Um, so for me, I think the biggest takeaway that I want to give you guys for shadow work, in the shadow body, is that you don't have to be a jerk to have a shadow. Um, the only thing that causes shadows is just you not being authentically you. Um, and I know, from my experience, um, I have put myself in situations that have nothing to do with who I am at my core. Um, but I have spent a long, long time people pleasing. Um, and it leaves a lot of shadows. It leaves a lot of pain, where you feel like you're giving up a part of yourself so that someone else can be happy. And that sucks. That really sucks because at no point does that person actually care. All they care about is if they get what they want. Um, and like I said, that's my experience. Um, so yeah, learning how to just be you and to offer people like love and understanding, but you know, you can't control other people. They're going to do what they want to do. Um, and that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. So, um, you know, um, you just need to stay balanced and find what part of you needs to be, brought out into existence right now. Because that's what's going to do you and the universe the most amount of good. And I've been told that repeatedly. um, so here I am, bringing myself out into the open. Um, so let me see. I wanna keep these short because they're like the intro videos. So, um, shadow work can be harder. I will tell you, the more you fight us, the worse it is. The more you don't want to admit that there is an issue or that you have a problem or that there is something that just doesn't fit right, with who you authentically are, the more time you're going to spend trying to unshovel it because either your ego or past trauma or those aspects of self that you kind of don't want to deal with are going to be backfilling as you're trying to like unearth this thing that needs to be healed, um, which is not fun. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Don't do it that way. Just kind of like go with the flow. If you find something, um, the first thing I try to do is go to the person that has had this triggering effect on me and be like, look, this is like my experience, this is what I'm struggling with, like, can you just like give me time to heal this and we can like revisit it, but like I need to heal the stuff that's like first, because or else I'm just going to be struggling the whole time and nothing is ever going to get solved because I'm not going to be able to focus. I'm just going to be trying to put out fires, either in my emotional space or in my mental space, um, sometimes in my spiritual space. But so I don't know, kind of like reprogramming how you feel about things, is the best way that I found to kind of move forward in a very fluid way. Um, but you definitely need to get to the root of that problem first. first steps first. So yeah, we're going to be talking about this kind of shadow work. Probably some of it is definitely going to come up while we do our our physical practices, our intellectual and emotional practices, and our spiritual practices. I know I'm going to touch on that because each of them have their own sort of dark, negative aspects. So we need to talk about like incorporating those and the integration process and moving on, getting ourselves to a place where we are just free to be us. That's all God, the universe, existence at its core wants for its creation, is for it to go and be the best it can be. So we all have that in us. We just have to let go of those things that are not truly us. Those things that can get purged in the fire. We just need to let it do it, and rise like the phoenix from the ashes. We need to be the most raw and authentic version of us, and if it makes you a little bit weird to other people, who cares? I think some of the most enjoyable people in my life are very weird, but they're themselves, so it kind of works out. Alright guys, I will see you Monday starting physical practices, okay? Alright, love you guys. Stay well. Bye.